All right, welcome back. As promised, we want to get down to the actual neighborhoods. We want the councilmen, councilwomen, all areas to either come on, call in. We have Danny Babin joining us now. There you see Danny. He's Councilman District 7 here in Terrebonne Parish. Danny, how are you, sir?
Well, Morton, I've been better, but I've been worse. So we're moving every day. We're getting better every day. So that's good from the parish's standpoint.
Right. Give me some updates on your area. What are you seeing? What's the most problematic area? And then maybe give us some solutions. What you think?
Well, the most problematic area in my district is the Grand Kai-Dulac area. It was hit really, really hard. You know, I start off on Bayou Black and Bayou Black, where we live, Morton, but all the way down to, let's say, the Sylvain Road, everybody has power back except Mulberry and Barrios that are under Sleeker. Everybody else is pretty much, and everyone sustained damage. But as you move from the west going towards the east, it gets extremely bad. Bayou DeLarge was hit, but yet not near as bad. We hopefully going to have water past Falgout Canal by today, but there's a big water line that was damaged. Grand Kaya still does not have water past the Combo Bridge. They may be down to the Buquet Bridge as of this morning. So that's the most difficult thing is, you know, we can live without electricity, even though it's hard. It's so difficult when you live without running water to a facility. And
I think we've all learned water trumps everything.
Water is very, very important. That's exactly right. But, you know, if there's a beautiful side to this hurricane, it's wonderful to see neighbors helping strangers, okay? And you know, you're always going to have some people who are going to complain, but I'm telling you, 95 to 98% of the people have a great attitude. They understand that this was almost a Cat 5 storm, that we had catastrophic damage, and things just don't come back into play immediately. It's not because parish and state and federal government are not doing their part. It's just it takes time when that many people are displaced. Garbage is a good example, Morton. I was talking to Clay Narcan. The average truck picks up about 9 tons. Well, they're picking up 14 tons now, all right? Where 9 tons might have been, and I'm just using these numbers, 10 streets, 14 tons is only 4 streets, okay?
Right.
So it used to take them maybe an hour and a half to go from, say, Mulberry to the dump and back. Now it's taking 4 and 5 hours because of traffic signals that are out.
And they're dealing with flat tires and
they're
everything
dealing with
else.
flat tires. So it's not that government is not set to get it done. It's just taking that much more time now because we don't have all of the things that we take for granted.
Yeah, the only thing I disagree with you said, I think it is a Cat 5.
Oh, I think it is too. I'm being.
No, I know. You're going with what they're saying, but I think when they reassess this, it's going to be a definite Cat
There's
5.
no doubt about it. But you know, the worst hit area in the district that I represent, and that's not to slight any of the other part of it, was the Grand Kai area. And unfortunately, like most catastrophes, the ones that can least afford it get hit the hardest, okay?
Yeah, they were shoveling mud out in areas I went to yesterday and just looked like a bomb went off.
It really did. That's a good way of explaining it. It's hard to believe, to visualize what it was 2 weeks ago and what it is now. You know, but again, I want to go back to the people of Terrebonne Parish. You know, we overuse the word resilient sometimes, but our people are resilient, okay? And like I said earlier, neighbors helping strangers. It's a really a heartwarming thing to see.
We got about 2.5 minutes left. Do water lines pretty much, I think Mike Sobey and them have done an admirable job of getting some. Now, some people still don't have water, but they're trying to make their way to different
They're trying to
places.
make that happen. I mean, on Bayou DeLarge, for an example, there's a big water line that was broken. There's a big tree. We got it down to St. Eloi, but past that on the Dr. Beatrice side, there's a tree that has to be removed off of someone's house. So we secured that yesterday. They're going to have the crane down there today, and then hopefully start working on that particular line to get water further down. The same thing in Grand Kai. because some of the lines go behind the homes towards the levees in the marsh area, it's difficult to see where you have a leak. 2 days ago, they powered it up to the Buquet Bridge, and then all of a sudden lost pressure because lines burst. Biggest problem we have in this parish is, and we're seeing it now, is the amount of trees that have been planted over the years on servitudes. We had a big rain event a couple of months ago, so that was all sap, and then this was a wind event, blew those lines, those trees down, and that's what pulled and broke the
And
water
with about a
lines.
minute left,
Sure.
a lot of the trees I see falling were probably planted right after Hurricane Betsy took out all the trees.
There's no doubt, there's no
Yeah.
doubt, you know.
So, I mean, I guess the neighborhoods look a little brighter because they
Yeah.
don't have the big old shade trees anymore, but it's just part of moving on.
No, and that's part of moving on. That's exactly right. We're going to come out stronger on the end of this, okay? I do believe that. But, again, government is working at top speed right now. And I know that's not enough for some people, but you can only do and as much as you can do in a day's time. And I guarantee you, there's no priorities. There's none of that. Let's get out there and get it done.
And real quick with 30 seconds, when I wake up each morning, I don't anticipate that I'm going to have certain things. And people get anxious when they anticipate that they're going to have it.
Sure.
So just take a deep breath. And when it comes on, get excited
Sure,
about it.
you learn to adapt. I mean, I ran the generators. My routine was to get up in the morning, make sure the fuel was in there and oil checked and the whole bit.
If the generators would only run on coffee, we'd all be all right.
Isn't that the truth?
All right, Danny, thank you so much.
Thank you for
Appreciate
having
you
us
coming
on,
in.
Martin.
All right, we'll take a short break. A lot more here on Bayou Time. Don't go away.